Together, we are discovering our common work, our common stories, and our common love.
Fascinating.
In your psyche, you have these symbols.
Oh.
And they vary from person to person. In fact, I think Picasso and some of those guys are really influenced by Japanese art because of the flatness.
Travelin' Travs, Travelin' String Camp, sharing and teaching music in your community.
The kind of like
That's fascinating.
not being concerned about so much realism.
Travelin' Travs, Travelin' String Camp.
Like Picasso would turn pieces of heads around, so you see a side view and a front view at the same time.
That's fascinating. I think of filmmaking like that sometimes. You're creating this world with cuts and changes in perspective and music that kind of simulates.
Strengthening a tribe member deepens a tribe.
You go, Claire.
Depth tribes feed the world. Real open requires real strength, labor, and the expression of worth. We do not love because we are naive. We love because that's who we are. Come on. Travelin' Travs, trans-rational blues.
I seen the light. I seen the light in you, my friend.
As more like how in our minds, how we perceive something. Like Aboriginal art, like, where you'll see an animal and you can see literally its internals, its stomach and things that had meaning to them. I mean, they saw the whole animal, you might say, you know?
LNTEOW.
Claire is the cameraman.
I seen the light, I seen the light.
The relaxed nature, the serenity that appears on Elizabeth Cotton's face as she confidently plays Freight Train is amazing to me. Travelin' Travs, Travelin' String Camp.
Claire is the cameraman.
Please visit Ko-fi.com/transrational blues for this free Rucker Brothers music download. Yes, it's a free download. I'm trying to gain audience and support. If over time you feel that my work is worthy of support, I welcome that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I remember as a very young artist trying to draw faces. And I draw one straight on, that was one thing. I draw one from the side, that was another.
Right,
If I tried to do a three-quarter
that's
view,
hard.
I would invariably pull this
my
eye on the
God.
far side, but would pull it around where it's facing
really?
towards me more, right?
Yeah.
And things, and that's an unconscious thing we do that in your
Fascinating.
psyche you have these symbols.
Oh.
And they vary from person to person, but what you think of dog, you think of cat, you think of...
Yes.
And when you think of eyes, you think of two eyes. You don't usually think of 1.5 eyes. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, that painting was after many, many years of painting billboards and having to paint everything exactly photographically. Whatever artwork I was working from, I had to just duplicate it like a machine.
Claire is the cameraman.
Yes, with Claire today.
I said, do not worry about what you gonna eat or what you gonna wear. Oh, I see the spirit rise, yeah. You see the lilies of the field, they're doing fine out there.
Labor and the expression of worth.
Cat's flowers.
Cat's flowers.
Cat's flowers. Cat actually had a vase of plastic flowers. And, I never thought that plastic flowers would be something I would paint, but they were cool because they didn't wilt. They didn't change from day to day, you know? And I think I struggled with it for a while because I kept wanting to paint it really realistically like I often do. And I thought, no, I gotta, I don't know. When I was a kid, Van Gogh was one of my first big influences, but also, you know, that whole thing about the perspective has actually changed from what it really was. Like the flowers are facing towards you more than they were in reality. Almost cartooned, you might say. It's like your mind sees them like from the side, but I mean, your eyes see them from the side, some of them, but your mind is telling you flower. You see this image of like you're looking right into it. Come on, brothers and sisters, let me hear you raise your voice.
Oh, I seen the spirit.
You go, Claire.
I seen it in your eyes. Come on.
Strengthening a tribe member deepens a tribe. Depth tribes feed the world. LNTEOW.
Labor and the expression of worth. LNTEOW. I don't. That's interesting how you said about perspective and Picasso giving us like maybe showing you both sides of the face simultaneously. And as a non painter or non-visual artist, that was just really insightful for me.
Why don't we all sing together? It's more like how in our minds, how we perceive something. Like Aboriginal art, like, you know, where you'll see an animal and you see literally its internals, its stomach and things that had meaning to them. I mean, they saw the whole animal, you might say, you know.
Oh, my brothers and my sisters, I seen the light. I seen the light in you. Oh, I seen the light.
After many, many years of painting billboards and having to paint everything exactly photographically, whatever artwork I was working from, I had to just duplicate it like a machine.
I'm taking it back. Taking it back. What the devil done took from me. Come on.
Travelin' Trav's Travelin' String Camp. Sharing and teaching music in your community. Strengthening a tribe member deepens a tribe. Depth tribes feed the world. Travelin' Trav's Travelin' String Camp.
Brother Jack came back from a hopeless war, barely half the man that he was before, and quite discouraged by the goings on from the radio. Sometimes he sat out by the chicken shed and he could talk for hours with the Rhode Island Red about particular memories that had been rolling around in his head. And he said, Joe, I've got a pain down in my soul. Nothing seems to make it go away. I am the true king. And so are you.
This is my blood brother Kyle. He took his own life. I too suffer like him, and many of my brothers also. Seeking generational healing is one of my lifetime works. Supporting Travelin' Trav's Travelin' String Camp helps many brothers that you may not even know yet.
Travelin' Trav's Transrational Blues.
Labor and the expression of worth. There will be people who say, I love you, who do not mean it. Usually it's not because they do not mean it, but because they cannot mean it. I can speak with great authority on these matters because I know what it is like from both sides. It's the human condition.
Life's not so long, and after it's gone, the memories will end. It will never be the same as it was that day. There's a spirit rising up in the people now. Spirit of love. There's a spirit rising up in the people now. Yeah, spirit of love.